Okay, well, because I don't know what it is, so that sounds pretty interesting. We'll launch bring both those, and then we can make a little performance.
Yeah. Well, we're just sitting here, then we can play that.
Here? Okay, oh, well, for here, yeah, sure. I was thinking like maybe like on some, like, somewhere where it's picturesque, you know, like a...
Bell Rock.
Yeah, something like that, or cathedral, or, you know, something, you know.
I love how your mind works.
Also, right over here, there's something called Pop. That's awesome for, you know, what we're thinking about, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe sunset could be a goal for us. Today's sunset could be a nice time to...
In Sedona, we're collaborating with some great friends of ours. Over here, collaborating with Vibrational Empowerment Network, my friends Jade, Ty, Steven, and there's plenty of us. Just, yeah, right here's good. That's where, yeah. So we're, what's the address here? We're right next to the old Sedona Bar and Grill, the door that faces... Uh-oh. Hang on a second.
Okay, that's telling me that's low.
Okay, so we're good here. My technical stuff's not coming quite in. We got I can't see any comments at the moment. Let me see if I can pull that up. So we're going to be, it's a spirituality and sound healing app. Also, the Quantum Resonance Institute has an office here. Pilates, personal training, sound healing. Sedona Sonic Alchemy, Sedona Sacred Sun, which is Ty's astrology services, and the Gong Space, which is Jade's sound healing. So I can't see any comments at the moment. I'm showing that we have what? What do we have here? Am I showing we have anybody on? Looks like we got, right now it's the studio and his brother Israel. We've got a bunch of people coming here together just to see what we can create in collaboration. All right. Let me see if I can get, I'm going to pull up the Facebook page and see if we, let's see, hang on. Click to expand. Okay, I just want to see comments. The only comments I can see is going to be on my phone. Thank you for letting me know we're online. Oh, did somebody say the SHIT? Too good, but let's just make up for it with the audio. So we're going to have, hang on a second. Morgan's calling me, but I can't come. Here we go. Eternal transformation that occurs from each one of us on an individual level. I'm not sure how well the audio is coming in, but it looks like we're having some issues. That's okay. I'm just going to turn off the comments so we can utilize all the bandwidth for the production. Let's see here. So I don't know. I think Steven's monitoring it.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Let's see what happens. Then we met a lot of new people, met a lot of people that we, and you know, we're here until at least October the 1st, Stone Age. So it's a pretty well-known building here, and our brothers, our collaborators, they have 4 offices. You come through the front door that's facing the street, and there's a lot of services and stuff we'll talk about that they offer, and more about what they're doing and the collaborations that we're getting into. So like I said, I can't see any comments at the moment. I don't know what's happening in that end, but hopefully this is coming across okay. I'm just going to watch the numbers. I can tell how many people are watching. So let's kick it up a little bit. We're going to have a couple of people come down, sit down, and talk to us. And then we're going to move into the next room, which is the studio, which they're setting up. And we're going to try to just improvise spontaneously, intuitively, creatively, imaginatively, and a little bit courageously. Michael Mejia, Israel, Jade, myself, Ty. We're going to see what we can do as far as lyrical things mixed with gongs and singing bowls and flutes and guitars, and just see what kind of magic we can make, because we're all learning something in 2020, and that is it's all about what you put out there. It's not a codependent frequency anymore. It's about having faith in the universe, having faith in yourself, having faith in your brothers and sisters, and your collaborations and co-creations, where people come to the table with no agenda. They come together with whatever they have, and they put it on the table and say, what's mine is yours. So we are, let's see here. It looks like we have one thing we could do here. It might make this a little bit better. No, it's not. Anyway, I'll have to let them handle the engineering. Let's try to kick it up a little bit. We got 41, 54, 57, 80, 84 people in the house. Thank you all for coming in. We are going to refine this every single day. We're going to make it a little bit better and better and better until we have a really strong expression that we put out here, collaboration. And so it's a little bit unnerving at this second, but that'll be all right. Okay, here we go. So we're going to have some people come sit down and talk with us here in a few minutes. And I've known one of them and the other one I don't know, but we're just going to get to know people, talk about their experiences, real-time intel, just like we do on Soul Speaks 5D. But I think at this time, what I'd like to do is do a little meditation, soulogy style, for those of you who might be a little down right now. This equinox energy is kicking ass. I think we all know that. Let me just find it real quick. Here we go. Yeah, so just a little meditation, soulogy style. It's going to be a little bit different than what most of the Lightworker channels and platforms put out there. Not taking anything away from anybody, just our style. So sit tight for a second. Let's pull it up. Let's see here. I'm hoping this audio is coming out. It looks like we're okay because we're holding people. All right. Let's try a little meditation, soulogy style. Don't forget, trauma central, true and tried. Life slapped us all in the face. But now, halo from the hood, homegrown. Activation, stimulation, etheric simulations keep falling. I hear the silent angels calling. Galactic downloads, transmissions, channelings, halos highballing. I feel it rising. We got this shift. Get y'all grace grip. Through. We are remembering. Culture conventional. Comes conditional. Relevational. Revolutional, sacred is the solutional. Soulgasmic super sisters, brothers, can you feel me? Mama, you can heal me. World tried to steal me. Love, that worked out here pretty soon. Bear with us, we're doing the best we can. We've always done this by the seat of our pants. And on that note, I just want to thank everybody for your continued love and support and contributions through this transition we call ascension that allow us to keep doing this from soulogy each and every day by the seat of our pants. But it works. And one of those hot spots is Sedona, Arizona, and that's where we are today. And we're very thankful to be here. So, having said that, if there's anybody out there on the other side of the building that is going to come sit down with me, I think Mr. Potter's coming and maybe a couple other people, but we're ready for the first guest to come in before we move to the other room. So hopefully one of them will. But we will be refining this and we'll be able to deliver a little better product each and every time we do this. We're going to be doing this every day for a few hours here and now and have a conversation. Let's do it. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull something else up here. And I would play a video from one of our friends around the world, but the problem is I don't think the quality will be very good. We might not be able to hear it. So let me just pull something up here. Hang on. And pull up some words. And hopefully somebody will come in here and save my ass. We're just doing the best we can, making up as we go. That's what we're all doing here in this ascension. We need to take it easy on ourselves and take it easy on each other. There's a lot of crazy energy out there that's really testing us, and we set this test up. Make no mistake about it. There is no separation, not even the 1%, the Illuminati, the fourth dimensional nefarious archonic forces. Nothing's working against us. Anything that's coming up before us is something within ourselves in the universe that is the universe, where we are given the opportunity to expand ourselves and expand this universe and the multiverses by the virtue of our own alchemic powers, which we all have. The more we talk about this stuff, the more code we exchange, and the better it gets. All right, so until somebody comes in here and sits down with me, I'm going to go ahead and just put on another tune. Hopefully you guys are getting this, but I appreciate you guys sticking with us. It's going to be worth it. This is a soul speak called Soul Eyes. Goes out to the divine goddess in my life, Morgan Lee. And shout out to Chucky Beats on YouTube. Half of 500,000 subscribers. Got some great tunes. Little Ascension love song. So what's all this and what's all that? Who is he and where it's at? And what is she? Another smokestack, hard soul impact, talking street spirit smack, galactic full track, got the angels at her back. Look at her, what you see? Another mirror into you and me. Can't you see you as you, me as me? What else can we be? But if I take my eyes off you and look at me, now I can see. Supernatural benefactor, illusion detractors, not a factor. We come from the hereafter. We got our natural nature, high vibrational, creation in motion, sexy, soul sensational, mama's love potion. Neo-navigational, intuitive, emotional, irrational, derational, life's devotion, fantasy factual, new earth's approaching, multi-dimensional, cosmic congruence, relove solutional. Come on now, I'll raise this roof with you. Blue cobalt skies, violet purple flames, avians, Arcturians, ancient Akashic, anarchists, Andromedans, able-bodied human souls. It's time to get bold. You've been shown, you've been told. We're glory gold, we're halo from the hood, homegrown. Shift happens, veil lifted, life is for the gifted, mama universe has shifted. We walking each other home, only place we ever known. Heart, space, straight soul, what you think ain't what you know. It is near. It's time to ground, it's time to balance, it's time to clear. So what's all this and what's all that? Who is he and where it's at? What is she? Another smokestack, heart, soul, impact, talking street spirit smack, galactic full track, got the angels at her back. Look at her, what you see? Another mirror into you and me. Can't you see you as me, you as me? What else can we be? Take your eyes off me and look at you. Violet purple flame, avians, Arcturians, ancient Akashic, anarchists, Andromedans. We are able-bodied human souls, and it's time to get bold. You've been shown and we've been told. We're glory gold. We're halo from the hood, homegrown. Life is for the gifted, mama universe has shifted. Okay, so we got, I'm going to have to hold it over here. So we got a new friend here I met last night, Mr. Potter. I forgot your first name.
Rob.
Rob?
Yeah,
Rob Potter.
that's right.
And I'm digging his hat. Somebody gave me a hat like that. It wasn't quite as exquisite as yours. I like that a lot.
I actually bought this for you.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I need it. I need it to neutralize some of these tech difficulties, but I think we're going to be okay. So I met Rob last night. We had a soulogy meetup next door at the old Sedona Bar and Grill. And I found out that he's actually not here from Sedona. He's actually from Mount Shasta, where he has been one of the primary conference producers over there for many, many years. So he's very well connected. He has a lot of the same friends and colleagues and acquaintances that we do. And it was a pleasure meeting him last night. So we talked a little bit. He has some extraordinary stories, like many else said, hey, the people that come on, they have the same type of experiences that you're talking about. And this is what we do. We put these experiences out there so that people can then have the code within them reactivated. The memories come back. And of course, we know as this occurs, the higher sensitivities, the higher skills and abilities will follow suit, and pretty soon we'll all be teleporting. We won't need cars and bicycles and motorcycles, teleporting, bilocating, and all the other stuff that goes with it. But it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for coming in and honoring us with your presence. And I guess where we would start would be in the typical soulogy fashion. When did you wake up?
I don't know. I think fully woken up was, I'll have to say, probably about the age of 16 or 17 when I had some of my first unique experiences.
Wow.
Thank you for having me on, by the way, Todd. You're
Absolutely.
a great guy. I have seen some of your shows, and I thought, wow, that guy's pretty cool. And then I came out here and Sarah mentioned your name, and she goes to the interview, and she said, the name of your show. And I go, oh, yeah, that's cool. I want to meet him. So she invited me to the dinner last night. And it was
Right
a pleasure to see a lot of some of my old Shasta friends, Chandra Walter and some others there. So it was really nice. I came out here with Suzanne Ross. She did a little ascension retreat at a beautiful location down there called Lecompsey Cottages, right on the river. Just beautiful.
Yeah, I saw
really
it.
Fun.
Jay took me there a couple of days ago. Friday night, he took me there.
It's special, man.
Oh, my God. That place is incredible. We're actually going to try to see if we can do something there in the near future.
Yeah, very nice place.
So you're at 16, 17 years old, and you're having what kind of experiences? Were you already getting ET visits? Were you having dimensional experiences, out of body?
All of the above, actually. This pyramid was developed by a friend of mine. He's a NASA scientist. His name was Fred Bell. His great uncle invented the telephone. His father worked for Henry Ford and invented the automatic transmission, the alternator.
Wow.
He told me he was running around in his hemp fields, and Henry Ford wanted to build a marijuana oil fueled car, but the Rockefeller shut him down. And of course, they made hemp illegal, and did a propaganda campaign like with Randolph Hearst, so he could cut down the forest and wood pulp could be made out of these ancient redwoods, which was sad. But
Yeah.
we're coming back with some new information. And when I met him, he was teaching me. He works in the Air Force, the Saturn, Gemini, and Apollo missions, and he was studying shockwave atomic bomb at 15. Had a PhD in physics at the age of 16, and a lot of amazing experiences. When I met him, he was beginning his contactee experiences with the Pleiadians, and specifically a girl named Semyasi, and I was present during some of those contact experiences.
So were you now? So when this Semyasi, is that the name?
Semyasi, yeah.
Semyasi, a Pleiadian contact, was Pleiadian ambassador.
She's a cosmonaut, and I think she was 350 back in 75. So.
350 years old.
Yeah, they live a long time. The Venusians do as well.
Now was the Pleiadian, this contact that you had, was she living on the Earth, or was she interdimensional, going back and forth?
They're physical fourth dimensional beings on the Pleiades, as some of the Venusians are, but most of these worlds have other dimensions, just as we have higher dimensional beings living within the Earth as well. So it's a pretty complex subject, but the way it works is a higher dimensional being can lower their frequency in service, and if you're lower dimensional, you kind of need to earn your steps up. If you choose to come in like a starseed and move into the Earth, then you have to you go into like the veil or the third dimensional reality, and you have to reawaken.
Some people call that hell.
Me too.
But
they
no,
call
but
it remembering.
But no, that's a good explanation. I just want to kind of go over that again. So we were talking about the Pleiadian contactee and how the star family like that has the ability, if they're in service, to come down into the lower dimensions to interact. And then you have another, I guess, segment of the universal family, which we might call, at least from the perspective of the Earth realm, you might call starseeds or blue rays. And these folks have come down and embodied in the Earth plane with specific missions and roles and purposes and that type of thing. And as a result of that, they had to have their memories swiped and all the great stuff that went with the prerequisites of being incarnated here. Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty intense coming into the Earth plane. It's pretty overwhelming. There's different types of, and now the veils are lifting, quarantines changing, and the frequencies of the Earth are coming forward to fulfill the long-awaited prophecy, the death throes of we'll call them the Black Dragon, as is referred to in the Bible, and stuff is kind of coming forward. So this is the time of reawakening for people like yourself and me and many people around the planet are reestablishing the truth and having more confidence. Through the years, we've been kind of like armoring ourselves in preparation for this time to offer alternative solutions to the dualistic material world that does not respect nature. Right. That allows the technology that jams our spiritual energies, destroys nature. We have chemtrails, vaccinations, things of this nature. So it's a vibrational thing that's kind of coming out, and that's where we're supporting.
Right on. So given your experience, and it sounds like your experience has been both through people you've interacted with and your own experiences, because we talked last night. There's a lot. There's a school of thought that's out there right now that I think is gaining a lot of steam and credibility, and that is, and this goes back even like a year, 2, 3 years ago. People were expressing this, and they were saying it in different ways. They would say that the Earth was under quarantine, the quarantine was removed, the reptilian energy was moved off. In other words, a lot of the energies that were operating in the distorted dimensional frequencies, such as the fourth dimension, distorting the third dimension, and so on, these energies that could not manifest, these energies that had to distort, kind of work through us, through our agreement, unbeknownst to us, we got duped and all that. But I guess what I'm getting at, in your opinion, are those energies diminishing? And if those energies are diminishing, are the higher frequency benevolent energies increasing in their in interaction here on the Earth with us?
That's a complex answer and a subject, but essentially the soul's purpose is to learn to become spiritual. If you can imagine the myriad worlds, the various magnetic influences, the geological makeup, the history, the type of life forms that live on there, there's a wide variety of experiences, and we're in quarantine in the sense that there has been an agreement not to have any contact here because previously the contact caused problems. The technology that was given to the Earth, the Atlanteans and Lemurians misused it. We didn't have the spiritual responsibility. So the various extraterrestrial races in contact was removed, and they call it the subtle alien intervention. These beings are, there's good reptilians too, but there's been negative reptilians, and different groups have different agendas, kind of like gangs and gangsters who, their turf is actually taking over a planet. And this has been reported by many other contactees through the years. But my experience has been with Fred Bell, being a scientist, bringing in information about pyramids, crystals, sound, light, and color healing. And then more recently, I've been in contact with some Venusians. I wrote this little book called My Friends from Venus. And I met one of the commanders of the moon base. Her name is Commander Aura Rains. She's a six-dimensional commander.
So is this female incarnate? Is she actually a Venusian?
She's actually a six-dimensional being. The Venusians on the physical plane are fourth dimension. The fifth dimension is actually the astral plane. And just because a being's in another dimension doesn't make them perfect. But the various dimensions, there's descriptions given by, more advanced, adept contactees than myself. But there's something called an ascended master that we would call an Elohim. Those are seventh dimensionals. And of course, there's infinite density after density beyond that. But to answer the question as far as the frequency shifts go, I'm going to tell you something a little about the human resonance. Fred Bell worked on the NASA Saturn, Gemini, and Apollo mission, and he said the UFOs used to come in at the end of the day, and a spaceship would hang over, and a probe would come down and go around the space capsule up. And he worked on the lunar modules that would, have the high electrical systems control in there, and he said that when the astronauts are going out of space, because they didn't have the magnetic field of the Earth, what's called the human resonance, they were going out of their bodies. Edgar Mitchell was like pacing the craft, looking to the left outside of his body. The Russian astronauts were seeing angels with wings outside the craft and smiling. They said, they smuggled some vodka. The Russians sent up another spaceship, and they saw the same ones. So NASA, never a straight answer, in the silence group that has been controlling this type of information. My friend that I met who lived on Venus and arranged for my meeting with the Venusians wrote this book, The Vast Venus Conspiracy. It's available on my website, The Promise Revealed, as well as on Amazon. And in this book, it chronicles the tremendous amount of lies. If Venus has no life, as they were saying for many, many years, why did they spend billions upon billions of dollars? It has the most satellites sent to it. And the fact is that they just announced that they found that there's life in the atmosphere up there on the front page of the New York Times. So the silence is being broken. The frequencies are changing. So when the astronauts were coming back into quarantine, it's because they were having emotional and mental problems up there. So what happened was they established in the capsules and in the space stations themselves, they created an artificial human resonance. So what happened recently is our human resonance has been changing from 7 to 8 is what it used to be. Now it's 11 and 12, and just recently, Todd, it spiked to 51 to 68 megahertz. And what that means is people are going through changes. The frequency is activating junk DNA, a lot of new information. Light is activating. And at this point in time, we can get a little more in the spiritual. And the Bible has to be interpreted and understood. Hebrews 13:2, be kind and be aware to strangers, because lest ye entertain angels unaware. So the extraterrestrials, the Venusians particularly, are angels, and they do have an angel force here. They're a smaller group, but they have stations all around the Earth, mostly defensive since the time of nuclear power, and the Confederation knew they would be coming back as we came into the atomic age. And again, with the subtle alien intervention that has co-opted the elite 1%, we've been experiencing trouble. So these frequency changes that are taking place are actually good for the light workers and people who are listening, growing, and moving into a spiritual consciousness. So the frequency shifts are changing, causing earthquakes, and this is a positive change for the natural cycle.
Absolutely. There is so much we can talk about. We can talk for hours and hours. I want to step into the shoes of the 99%. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so let me just run with this a second, and then I'm going to throw a couple of questions at you that we realize will be your perspective, and to hear what you have to say. So, I totally resonate with everything you're saying. I know that we can get lost in semantics, and we can get lost in narratives, and many people are bringing through intel, whether it's through dimensional experiences or physical interactions or whatever it may be, that at the end of the day are metaphoric. And we're really talking about energy here. We're talking about there's an energetic transformation taking place. And I guess what I want to say in terms of the 99.99% is this: there's a lot of information, like you're talking about, a colossal amount that has been withheld. And I'm so over the fear-based programming, and I'm so over the savior-based programming. I really like what you said a minute ago about we're souls. We're here to expand. We're here to expand our spirituality, for lack of a better word. But I guess where I'm going with this is, why in the hell, how in the hell can all of this information be kept from the 99.99%? And I don't care if it's the Venusians, all respect to them, the Pleiadians, any of them, the Andromedans. Why aren't they telling us this? Why isn't this becoming mainstream? My theory on this is this, that at the end of the day, we are the power. That it's all based right here in the space between our ears, in between our heart and our soul. And that when we want to take the bull by the horns and we want to take control, regardless of whether we're dealing with benevolent energies or malevolent energies that for whatever reasons that they might have are keeping this information from us, why are we the ones being the last to know? Why is it that a Trump or a Putin or any other leader out there can't just come out and say, hey, I am an eternal soul, I am a star seed, we're here on a mission for expansion, don't get caught up in the stories and the narrative, don't be afraid to die. Cause
those who have ears have heard it. The Silence Group has a very strong influence. The foreigners, and through governments, through a financial system, they control technology, they control information to keep people in the ignorant. Now, the light forces, they respect life. So certain of these beings have been cast down. There is an aspect of limiting these beings, and they are being rounded up at this point. But what they said in my interview, I did ask these questions, and as you see, lies with the individual.
That's right.
They said your religions are mostly good since ancient times. It's a Wizard of Oz behind the curtain,
right.
And it's being pulled down now through this false narrative of the coronavirus, which is a last-ditch effort to control and to manipulate the people. And the people it's actually a form of people waking up to the truth. It's very shocking. People are going to, if you look at the cymatic shift on a plate and reforms, we are in a breakdown of our societal structure, and it's up to us to forge a new path. The reason they are not directly intervening, although they are taking out the higher technology extraterrestrial situation, because we couldn't compete and do not have the technology to overcome them. So there is something called the Galactic Codex, that at this time massive numbers of fleets have been coming through from deep space and making organized, let's call them raids and arrests, right, of these galactic criminals. So there's really nothing stopping us. I said, why is it so secretive? She says, the governments know all about us. We're not.
Of course
it's not
they do.
Such a secret.
Of course they do. I mean, and I guess we are running out of time. I'd love to do a show with you. I know you're going to be in Shasta, but we can use it. We can do it virtual.
Right on, man.
And we can talk about a lot of stuff for a long time. I know we can. I want to ask you this last question before we go out of this segment and into the next room. In a nutshell, in layman's terms, because there's a lot of information you just spit out, and there's a lot more out there at an exponential level that a lot of people are channeling and conveying through their own experiences. What it really gets down to, and this is a question, if we want to simplify it, is there anything more powerful that we can do to contribute to our own expansion and at the same time, simultaneously, to the collective expansion, humanity's expansion? Is there anything more important than we can do to own, other than to own our own stuff, to dig deep within ourselves, to remove the shadows, to remove these things that are covering up the illumination of our soul, to remove the separation and move toward unity consciousness, whether we're trying to integrate and 0 point the darkest dark or the lightest part of the light? Is there anything that's more important or more significant or more influential than our own, I guess, to thine own self be true frequency?
I think what you said is pretty much right on. Man, know thyself. And the reason they don't interfere, we must make the choice
Right.
to make our own advancement. And there's a position where people are making a choice of what they're going to choose. And are they going to allow this, or are you going to stand up for freedom and tyranny? The woman that I met was talking to Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin. She worked in the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Caribbean Revolution, the South American Revolution, inspiring the Constitution. And so this guidance by the ascended masters in the hierarchy of light are to guide us into the truth. And how we do that is through our own, some people call it the Christ consciousness or the Mayan presence, the tuning in and stilling our mind and losing the intellectual attention and attraction to the dualistic material world, unifying our thoughts and feelings and doing no harm to others and tuning into the Almighty Spirit of God. So this positive change is going to come through the individual. And in this book, and one of the things that she gave a message to me actually was that the power of love, the supremacy of love. So by random acts of kindness, the individual can choose to stop doing evil, which is jobs that harm other people,
Right.
people that are scheming. There goes the bankers, there goes the military.
Right.
If we refuse
So-
collectively to partake in destructive activities through a gnosis and understanding that we are all one, and
There you go.
as we do unto others, we should do as we
Yes.
would have done unto ourselves.
So, last comment question. The bottom line is that I think, and this is a question, not a assumption. As we move towards a higher trajectory in our alignment, are we or are we not, from your perspective, aligning past, present, future, zero pointing Pleiadian and Anunnaki, zero pointing polarities, whether they be from the galactic wars or the Earth realm or whatever? Are we having an influence on the multiversal community?
We absolutely are, and these very complex subjects, the history of the Earth is going to be revealed. And in my communications with them, they did speak about these things and the various technologies of life extension. They said they're preparing for limited moon base access. The dark force isn't in control of the moon, as some people think. It's actually been in control of the Venusians for quite a long time. They use it as a platform to observe and to watch what's going on here. They have platforms around us, but one of the main things that we can rest assured is that the victory is already happening. We're just going to have to go through it, because the galactic forces are here to oversee this expansion within ourselves to achieve a balance. So before I go, I'd like to give you, this is a pyramid. It rings to the Earth's magnetism, and just like the Pink Floyd album, refracts the Earth's magnetism into 7 rays of the different colors and the different energies of the thing, and it has a balance. Pyramid means fire in the middle, just like meditate. So meditate means middle weight, and when you meditate, you wait in the middle of your breath. So this is the living word of God, or what they call the principle of matter made flesh. It's a material object, yet it has a life force aura. That's the nature of the carbon atom and the angles, and when it's aligned to magnetic north, with the gold molecule being pyramid shaped and diamonds being pyramid shaped and crystals working with crystals. So this is a little gift, and when you wear it on your head, it balances your endocrine glands and secretes complex neurohormonal structures that you might find pleasant.
You are a mad scientist, man.
Yeah, working.
Let me see this book. Open the cover up.
Oh yeah, that's
I want to show them this. This is. I was just looking at it while he was talking, and thank you for the gift. This is the book.
Let me show you the front pages.
The promiserevealed.com is.
That's my website, but
Okay.
the cover is called "My Friends from Venus."
Yeah.
and it got some really good information. You'll
Yeah.
be able to hear it. And if you buy it, it's only in a PDF form, and you actually get the recorded messages when you purchase it on my website, and you're going to get the pictures and images of the various Venusians.
Right
Let me
on.
show you one last thing. They like to wear the red hats. And if you can think of an artist that might have met a Venusian, they wear the little red hats that they became fond of in the French Revolution in their form
Wow.
of supporting resistance. Prince, wrote a song about his contact with the Venusian. Then he changed his name to a symbol.
Yeah.
And guess what it was? She wore a raspberry beret.
You're a good
And
singer,
if it
too.
was warm, she wouldn't wear much more.
So, yeah.
They've been influencing us all over the place in a positive way, behind the scenes.
And this PDF is a Q&A. So if you get a chance, what was the website again?
ThePromiseRevealed.com.
ThePromiseRevealed.com. Check it out. It's on PDF. It's a Q&A with the Venusian that he's interacted with and his friends interacted with. We're going to shift gears. We might be moving to the next room. We might have a schedule conflict, so it might be later in a couple hours. But we are going to continue to be broadcasting with our collaborators and our colleagues and the fellow networks in Sedona every single day for the next 10 days, because I can't go anywhere because my car blew up. So we're working on the abundance.
And visit me. You got my number. We'll be in contact. I've been working with Jade here, and look forward to connecting much more with the Sedona family and the Mount Shasta family. We can merge and bring a lot more information and gnosis to the people that are out there seeking for the truth that's not coming out from the, let's call them, the mainstream media.
I got you.
Again, thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure, Todd.
Right on, Rob.
Thank you
very
very
much.
We'll see you again.
Yes, this is good, man. You see, we didn't even have any of this planned, and this guy's in the parking lot, and I'm next door, and he's calling me on the phone and saying, I'm looking right at you. You're in the an old soul speak, and then I'm going to shut it down. We might be coming back on here, but I think we have a schedule conflict, so I think we're probably going to come back in a couple of hours. Today was our initial bit of a rough start, but we're going to get we got some great technical minds over here. We've got some great talent over here behind the scenes that you probably won't see on camera unless we really twist their arm, like Israel, who's over here with the camera in my face. But yeah, so we've got a lot of strong talent over here. We're going to keep putting this stuff out. We're going to have a lot of guests come through here over the next few days. We're going to be doing this for about 10 straight days. We're going to have a little break this weekend because we're going to be covering a conference that we will be streaming from. But I'm just going to turn on a little tune and let us segue into the next segment, and maybe I'll get some information from my colleagues over here as to what we're going to do. Well, here we go. Hang on a second. Let's see. Boom. Shout out to Kai Engel. Been using his music since soulogy started. This is the music from the very first Soul Speak I ever did. Little Soul Speak about the Ascension. Resurrection is not limited to icons, but unlimited to the life of the soul. We have all walked the dark nights when we thought we were in the right, and we have all walked in the light when we thought there was none. Oneness is underestimated because it covers far more than peace and love and happiness and the trappings of dogma. Oneness is to understand that all of the dark nights hold the same face, and that everyone's pain is equivalent when weighed against their singular life experience. Oneness is releasing every possession, which really had been possessing us all along. The old family gripes, so easy to blame on another. The religions and icons forced on our ancestors at the price of land and freedoms forsaken. The government conspiracies and royalty belied. The dark demagoguery of foolish human pride. The chains and the stains, the shames and the blames, that even if we're true, serve no purpose but to hide ourselves from each other. Divinity is always becoming. It's always on time. It leads to the first and the last, to the end that begins. I am soul. Todd Medina, Soulogy Network, in collaboration with the Vibrational Empowerment Network. We're going to keep broadcasting every day, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, having our friends drop in, sharing some videos, sharing some collaborations, some freestyle, improvisational, spontaneous, creative, intuitive, imaginative, and courageous expressions. We're just trying to share our code. We're bringing our heart and our soul. Thank you for joining us. Look for us either in the next half an hour or about 2 hours out or in the morning, but we're going to keep doing this. We got plenty of hours to do this week. I would imagine 50, 60 hours of broadcasting. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. Peace out.